Hello everyone, just making a short video here, maybe a series of rod bearing replacement for the S62, most commonly found in the E39 M5. Making these videos more for those of us that already have a lot of mechanical skill and ability. I'm gonna not really do an instructional, but more tips and tricks or just things that I've found to be helpful on this type of work. See, we got a big mess here, but there's a method to the madness. So the first tip or trick, if you want to call it that, is to make sure you have a nice easy reference. We all get involved in some of these jobs and it's easy to make a quick mistake, but you probably already know this, but the bearing shells are marked red and blue to designate upper or lower shell. Obviously, do recommend using some plastic gauge at least for one rod. Obviously, if you had some type of real issue with the engine, you might want to check all of them just to make sure you don't have any problems with crank wear. This particular engine, believe it or not, has 334,000 miles on it. At this point, I've only pulled one bearing out. This is the upper shell. Actually, it looks pretty darn good. Be interesting to see what the remaining 7 look like. And also, as usual, make sure you're using an appropriate oil on the new bearings upon assembly. So just in case you haven't gotten this far into the engine, I always like visuals on videos, and sometimes it takes forever to see what you really want to see. Here is the bottom of the engine already taken apart. As you can see, it's all ready to go, and we have that number 5, or actually it is number 1 cylinder connecting rod cap is off. And another common issue and a tip is normally I try to put, not on this end, but you can see this tube got bent. Very typical. Everyone recommends to buy a new tube. I do have a new one on hand. However, a lot of times I'm able to save that by shoving a tap into the other end that's visible when the pan is still mounted on the engine. Get the tap in there, a bunch of threads, and then use that to yank that pipe out. Unfortunately, this one is just so stuck in there. I mean, it spins, which is the other issue of trying to get a tap in there. But I have successfully done this in the past where you get it to dig in enough, yank it out, and then sand off any burrs, obviously, and make sure the pipe is clean before you reassemble the engine. Like I said, I have done that successfully in the past, but it's not a guarantee, so I definitely recommend still having that pipe on hand. Alright, and that's really about it. Obviously, I got a lot of cleaning to do before I can move forward. Make some space, get tools put away, that kind of thing. This is an embarrassing amount of parts and tools laying around, but that's just how it goes at the beginning. All right, thanks everyone.